Good evening and welcome to the video. Hope you're doing very well. Quite a quick impromptu video for me tonight. If you have been a regular viewer of the channel, you will know that last Christmas I made the colossal mistake of doing a 12 days of Christmas set of videos, which was to basically bring you guys a list of different things that you could get your loved ones or anything like that for Christmas. In that I listed something that I've been using for the last 2 or 3 years, a USB portable tyre inflator from a company called Cycplus. It was just a little thing that I kept in the tank bag to pair that with the tyre plugger kit. So having a rechargeable tyre inflator is just a really simple way of doing it. Sorry Cycplus if you're watching this. About 2 or 3 months ago, Cycplus reached out to me. Basically what they'd spent their time doing was developing a much smaller device, very similar in terms of what it did. It was still a high pressure, fast charging, USB rechargeable tyre pump, but the difference being it was a third of the size. It was so much smaller. This is the Cycplus AS2 Pro Max. So there's a few different versions of this. There's an AS2, there's an AS2 Pro and AS2 Pro Max. When you go to the Pro and the Pro Max, you get like things like the real-time pressure, you get an accuracy down to 1 PSI. This is a Samsung S24 Ultra AS2 Pro Max. So it's got a little digital screen up here. It will read out your current pressure and obviously will climb as you're pumping up the tyre. It does PSI, and then if you press both the plus and the minus at the same time, it will immediately switch to bar. I don't know if you can see down the bottom there, but there's 3 bars, which is your remaining power in the pack. On the top here, there's a USB-C charging port. You get this little tube here, which just screws in. Done. Like I said, I've been using this for a couple of months now. I say using it for a couple of months, I've used it when I need it, and it's been perfectly capable of doing anything I need it to so far. Inflating a motorcycle tyre, a 140/40/17, so 140 is the width of the tyre, 40 is the profile, 17-inch tyre, up to 7 times, from 2 bar up to 2.5 bar. My only feedback that has gone to Cycplus so far is the case, or lack of case, I guess. As standard, what you get on this is this kind of rubbery, silicone-y cover. More of like a drop protector type thing. If you drop that, it's got a little bit of impact resistance. My old version, which was the electric bike pump A8 or something like that, I think that's what it is, or that's what it is on the screen there, is currently just over £54 in the UK. The AS2 range, which is their new ones and the small ones, start from £69. I think the Pro is about £85, and then the Pro Max is about 100. I do have a 5% off discount code, which is along the bottom of the screen now, which I think is just Sam V Bikes. There's obviously loads of different pumps out there. Just be careful, because I've had cheap pumps before, like cheap pumps before, off knockoff websites, should we say. I'm not going to name names, but something that Joe loves shopping on. The one time you're stuck at the side of the road with the puncher, it doesn't work. Just make sure you do your research. This is fantastic at how small it is. If I go out on the Ducati, for example, sticking it in my pocket is not a problem at all. So I know it's not the cheapest pump on the market, so enough rambling, let me go and test it. I'll see how many tyres I can get pumped up. I never need something that can pump a tyre up entirely 2 or 3 times. It would just be useful that if you did get a crucial flat that you manage to plug, it will completely fill up that tyre and will get you home. If it does 2 tyres, I'll be very happy. If it only does 1, it still covers what I need. Anyway, enough blabbering, let me go and get the bikes out.
I've just taken this out of my tail pack. It still says it's got a full battery there. I did think to myself, the time you're gonna use this will be when it's been in your tank bag, when it's been in your top box for 2 months and you haven't looked at it and you just want it to work. So I have not charged this since. I have got the KTM outside, which is gopping at the moment, which means filthy, means disgusting, whatever you want to call it. I've completely let the tyres down on the KTM. So we're going to go and pump up both of the KTM's tyres. I'll put a timer on screen, I'll speed it up obviously because it'd be horrendously boring. I am moderately ill as well, if you cannot tell by the state of my voice. Now on the KTM I've got 42 rear and a 35 front, I think is standard, so bump that up to 42. So that is actually reading 0 PSI in that tyre. It's just turned itself off, saying, yeah, it says hot. So that has got us all the way up to 40 psi, which is not bad from sort of 0 psi. So I will wait until that says it's not too hot, and we'll carry on. I thought I'd start the old girl while we're waiting for that to cool down. Yeah, but it's flat. So there we go, we got one tyre all the way from 0 psi up to 40 odd psi. It's 41 I think by the time I plugged it back in. It was also sitting on the tyre, so slightly harder, but that's kind of how you'd be on the main road. So definitely enough to get you back on the road, get you home, get you to a petrol station, get you to somewhere else. I don't think that is particularly what this thing is designed for. I think it's more of a, you go out, you realise your tyres are a little bit low, or you've got a slow puncher or something like that, and you want to put in another 5, 10 psi, 20 psi in just to get you home. As you would have seen as well, it did turn itself off from being too warm, but that was basically at the end of the battery life anyway. Would I have liked it to get up to the 42 psi? Yeah. Would I have liked it to have done more than one tyre? Yeah, of course I would. I'm quite happy knowing that after this has sat in my tail pack for 2 months, 3 months, whatever it's been, that it will still pump my tyre up to a point where I could get home. So yes, thank you very much to Cycplus for sending me this. I'm going to continue to keep this in my tank pack, tail pack. As I mentioned at the start of the video, there is a discount code, I think it's 5% off or something like that, if you are interested. If I'm being completely honest, I probably wouldn't buy this one myself with my own money, because it's quite a lot of money for a tyre pump. I'd be happy with the one I had before for 35 quid or whatever it was before. I'm genuinely impressed with all of the Cycplus stuff so far that I've had, both the tyre pumps. I know my dad's got a Cycplus pump and all sorts of stuff. This has been a horrendously long video on a tyre pump, so I'm going to end it now and hopefully make this as short as physically possible. Thank you very much for watching. If you stayed to the end, I mean, kudos to you. Like, fair play. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.